So much has transpired just in these last 3 months. Too much ugliness, not enough godliness. Are we trying to head back, go back to the ugliness that this country was founded on? Slavery, racism, discrimination, the list goes on. What are we going to do? Today I was out and about. Um, Went to Costco's. And if you walk around Costco's, you can see that there are a multitude of minorities that are there on a regular basis. Most people are saying hello, how you doing? Most people are cordial. And I've never encountered in all the years that I've walked in Costco's, whether it was in Alexandria, Virginia, Brandywine, Maryland, and now in Stockbridge, Georgia. I've never encountered a negative experience. But yet, we are surrounded around every day people of different backgrounds, races, political origins. But yet, we can get in line, we can browse the aisles, and nobody is trying to bring the ugliness. Nobody is trying to call you out your name, speak ill will of you. Nobody. I also just recently took my wife to see D.L. Hughley at City Winery. There again, different backgrounds, different ethnic, and all to get a good laugh and enjoy the day with your loved one, with your friends. And then when we exited, there was nobody, when I mean nobody, frowning their face up. People were saying, thank you for coming. Did you enjoy yourself? I've been to a Braves baseball game. Same scenario. Different ethnic backgrounds. You don't know who voted for who when you go to a Braves baseball game, because that's not important. What's important is that you have a good time, that everybody is caring and considerate of others. You cheer on the Braves. You have popcorn, maybe a hot dog, but you have a good time. So where is all of this ugliness coming from? You have to excuse me. Because I wonder, why are we going back? Why do we feel that we have to resort to discrimination, the ugliness, the undertones of people wanting to accuse you of being racist or being or just being devalued? Why is it that we can go to a concert, to a baseball game, a football game, to the opera, why does it always come down to this ugliness that we see constantly in America? The politics is ugly. One might say the Republicans are trying to turn back the wheel of time, where women do not have rights, their own human rights. Minorities don't have the opportunity to vote for who they want to vote for. Schools, HBCUs, state institutions are being devalued because of DEI. Why? For decades, for over 50 years, we've had DEI a part of our institutions. But now, many states are trying to rip these institutions apart by starting with the board members. Why? Why is it so important to destroy an institution? Because you can? That's not a good reason. Because you want to? That's not a good reason. I've been blessed by the people on the left and on the right of me. I've seen some ugliness on the job. I've seen mayhem on the job. But it has not made me a bitter person that I want to destroy all white people, all Republicans, all Democrats, all independents. Why is our legal system so fragile that it takes people's lives unless you have the money to keep your behind out of jail. What are we doing? What are we doing to our young people? What are we saying to our young people? I have the privilege of having grandchildren, beautiful grandchildren, more girls than boys, I can say. But my grandson will grow up and my granddaughters will grow up to be great citizens, great contributors. They will not look at the ugliness that is upon us. If you sit down with a child, that child will make you laugh, give you joy, and give you hope. Why are adults so cynical, devious, not to be trusted? Why we enter into the year of 2025? Killing the dream slowly. So many of our ancestors have gone on to glory. Great people, black and white. When John F. Kennedy was assassinated, it killed the spirit of this country. But we were able to regain that spirit and be a country that understands pain. Yes, we have to acknowledge that we understand pain. Pain that trickles down like a stream of water. Pain that kills off the greatness in us. I do have hope. I have hope because I have grandchildren that I know that will do the right thing. I have hope that I have sons and daughters that are committed to doing the right thing. But are you? Are you committed to doing what's right? Whether you're black or white, brown or yellow. Are you really committed to doing the right thing? It was not too long ago that Hamas in Israel started fighting. Regardless of who started it, they've been fighting for centuries. But a little store called Annie's Cookies that's in Decatur was on Channel 2 News because they were getting hate speech. They were getting mail and notes put on their windows. Me and my wife saw it and we were gasped. Why? Why are you targeting this cookie store? Because you can? Or because you think the evil that you portray on this store will make a difference in a mosque in Israel? I don't know the politics of it. I just think that the fighting is like the fighting in Ukraine with Russia, with the Soviets. It's senseless. Like the fighting in Vietnam, in America, was senseless. We have seen too much senseless killing in this country. But yet, we celebrate the resurrection Sunday. I was talking to a good friend of mine, my daughter's mother, Carolyn Lewis. I had not talked to her maybe a month or so, maybe. I normally just drop a phone call and just say hello. The first thing she said to me, she says, "Happy resurrection, 365 days a year." That's a person with a soul, a caring, loving soul. My wife celebrated Sunday. She went with her spirit, and she celebrated Resurrection Sunday. She also blessed me at the same time. Why can we not enjoy what the fruits of society gives us? Why? Why are we not being true to whatever God you want to pray to? Why are we not being true to each other's soul and presence? We don't need to go back to lynching, killing. Our society of Black men has been ruined since slavery. Our society, in regards to our women, has been challenged since slavery. Why are we challenging these ugly parts of society instead of being the type of society that grows for the betterment of your soul? What is this country coming to? Why does this country want to go backwards towards hate, animosity, jealousy? The list goes on. You know, jealousy is an evil. Just that word represents evil. We must decline being jealous of one another. We must understand the good that we have in one another. We must not go back. I don't want to go back to 1954, even though I lived it. I lived it with no parents. Separated from my biological parents to be found in the streets of New York as an infant baby. I don't want to go back there. I don't want to go back to the jealousy, the evilness, working on a job. I don't want to see our girls and our young boys being raped as children, killed as children. Why in today's world do we still see young children being sexually trafficked? Babies being killed by their parents, uncles and boyfriends being treating and doing you know what horrific things to little girls and little boys. I don't want to go back there. I will do everything in my power to make sure that my grandchildren do not see that ugliness. Some things you cannot avoid, but I will do everything in my power to not let them see that ugliness. My grandson, Lennox, is just 6 years old. He is just beginning his journey. I went to his basketball game and it was a joy seeing him smile, hug me. Hadn't seen him for a minute. The same with my granddaughter, his sister, Leland. Beautiful souls, smiles that will light up a room. Gigi wants to be a judge when she grows up. She is strong, ambitious, caring. Jordan is 21. Time flies. Kennedy wants to plan everything. Wants to do everything that she can to make somebody happy. Avery Chunk is strong inside, ambitious. Corey Lynn, great young lady, has so much promise and so much ahead of her. The sky's the limit. I am blessed. I am blessed because these grandchildren of mine will be able to grow and to be better than I was, to be better than anything that I wanted to achieve. And grant you, I've been very successful, been honored at the highest level of government and private sector. I love what I have become. Sometimes I have not always. But when you spend some moments surrounded by legends, Sojourner Truth, Frederick Douglass, Nelson Mandela, Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, my daddy, Bill William Brown, was a strong man, was a courageous and unapologetic man. This is what the world has come to. And this is what I expect in 2025. This is what I'm looking forward to for my grandchildren and for my friends' grandchildren and for the children of this world. I spent some 30 plus years feeding the young people greatness, allowing young people to understand that they have so much to give. I traveled throughout this country with volunteers, from volunteers to volunteers, to make this society a better place for our young people. So we should never go back. We should never turn back the hands of time, because we see assassinations of our good people. We see a lot of our people that have died battling for the good of this society. We see greatness. And when you look in the mirror every day, you should see greatness. Thank you.